The reports for Juan Soto are starting to intensify right now, and to an even larger degree than they were before. So we'll break that down on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down, as well as just the whole craziness of this situation. It keeps getting crazier by the day and by the hour. So we'll have that and much more coming up next. Welcome in, everybody, to 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and we're going to be breaking down the Juan Soto sweepstakes yet again because you guys seem to love those videos. And because you love those videos so much, we've gained a lot of subscribers over the past couple of days. So don't stop that support right here. Make sure to hit that sub button because a large percentage of you watching these videos are not subbed to the channel, so it means the world to me if you could help me get to my goal of 2,000 subscribers. But let's get straight into the video. And here I'm going to show you the two sides of the fan base, of the fan bases that are involved in this, and I'm talking about the Mets and the New York Yankees. So let's start off with the New York Mets here. I don't care if the Mets overpay for Juan Soto. This is one of those situations where you aren't just paying for the player, you're paying for the once-in-a-generation opportunity to shift the New York baseball narrative for years to come. Do it, Uncle Stevie. Now, this is a very interesting take that I haven't really seen too much. I've obviously been talking about the money situation, and we know Steve Cohen will not be outbid for Juan Soto. So if it's about money, I think they're going to get him. Now, fans are kind of treating this as a little brother, big brother competition, and we know that the Yankees have been considered big brother forever in New York, and the Mets have kind of been little brother and second fiddle to them for most of time, even when you had the Subway Series, even when the Mets were winning World Series, they were still secondary to the New York Yankees because they're the most popular team in baseball. The Dodgers could do whatever they want, but it remains that the Yankees are the most popular team in baseball, which is reflected in their revenue year after year, which is reflected in just their overall fan base. And then the other side of this is, honestly, if the Yankees let Juan Soto leave, they should never win anything again. Curse of the childish Bambino, we'll call it. They're the Yankees, for gosh sakes. And he's 26. Do whatever it takes. So I agree with that as well. I mean, not the fact that the Yankees should never win again if they don't get Soto, but the premise is that they need to do whatever they can to keep him in pinstripes because he was clearly the missing piece. He was arguably the biggest reason why they got to the World Series in the first place with the way that he performed in the postseason. Giancarlo Stanton was great. Aaron Judge struggled like he usually does in October baseball, but Juan Soto did not falter. He did not waver. He had the same performance from start to finish. He was dominant, and they need him. They need him back. They're not going to be as good as they were if they don't retain Juan Soto. So right now it seems like a two-team race. The Blue Jays have been involved, the Boston Red Sox have been involved, and the Dodgers as well have been involved, which is just disheartening at this point. So let's break down some more reports. The Yankees have reportedly upped their bid for Juan Soto, potentially including multiple opt-outs, and Yankees had a Zoom call with Blake Snell just today, but their near total focus is on Juan Soto. Their plan Bs need to wait a little bit. So this is a dangerous game that the Yankees are playing because there are some other holes on their roster that need to be filled, and there are some other free agents out there, like an Anthony Santander, who aren't as flashy as Soto, of course, who are nowhere near as good, but can provide some thump to the middle of that lineup and provide some relief for Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge. I don't know if Anthony Santander is necessarily a fit, but there are some options out there. This free agency class is a lot deeper than the one we saw a year ago when Ohtani was the headliner, and then it was pretty much just fillers the rest of the way. So Blake Snell has signed now with the Dodgers. The rich get richer, and it's $152 million. It's $50 more million than I thought he was going to get. $182 million, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I may be underselling this. Am I underselling this? Let's. Sorry about that. That screenshot doesn't look too great. But let me read it out for you guys anyways, and we'll take a look. It's really small, so bear with me here. Enough already. Mad Dog and I agree that Soto going to the Dodgers would not be good for baseball. They are too good already. Mad Dog gives all his Hal picks and non-picks in full cast. So pretty hypocritical there out of Jon Heyman, because he was singing the praises of Los Angeles last offseason when they got Shohei Ohtani instead of the Toronto Blue Jays, who were considered to be finalists. He said baseball won today. This was good for baseball. But now he's changing his tune. Now that the New York teams are involved here, he doesn't want them to get Soto to get pried away from the New York team, so he's crying wolf. So screw Jon Heyman for what he's been saying there. He's been all over the train of getting players to New York and Los Angeles, and has been discrediting other teams for such a long time that I don't respect his opinion, but he is one of the more reliable beat reporters, which is why I do include his stuff. But I hate the way this guy operates. I really do. And yeah, just a total scumbag thing to say right there by Jon Heyman, who was singing the praises of Los Angeles last offseason. So pick a side here. Lean on one side of the fence. Stop flip-flopping, which Jon Heyman does a lot. I hate that stuff, man. Garbage. Absolute garbage. But it's heating up. It's heating up, guys, and we see this. Dodgers don't appear to be out on Juan Soto even now. Hard to see them as a favorite, however. Even this juggernaut of a team with a great business model and huge revenue has to have limits, no? So Jon Heyman is playing victim here. He doesn't want Juan Soto to go to the Dodgers, but I'm sure they can afford him, and they're going to make even more revenue if they have that guy on their roster. So it's going to be really interesting to see, but it seems like a two-team race right now between the Mets and the Yankees. I'm still leaning on the side of the Mets. I think he's going to go there, but the fan bases are getting very antsy, and we're expecting a decision within a week or so from Juan Soto, a week or two, I would say, and it should be wrapped up after the winter meetings, and a lot of teams are going to have to pivot to their plan B, C, maybe even D once Juan Soto signs, because once he does, I believe that the floodgates are going to open, and that's going to open up the window for other teams to sign other players. I believe that everyone's going to start signing after Soto sets the market. I just think Snell was a bit of an outlier because he got more money than he could have envisioned from the Los Angeles Dodgers. So they're the clear-cut favorite heading into next season as World Series champions. The clear-cut favorite to repeat, that is. So it's going to be really tough for other teams to make the necessary moves in order to compete with Los Angeles, who are set to get better. Their rotation is better as long as they stay healthy. I don't see how you beat that team in a 7-game series, but you still got to play the games. You still got to see how things sort themselves out. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Thanks, guys, for making it this far, and I'll see you all tomorrow.